Hey traders, Chris Drysdale here. Excited to bring this video back. I'm going to be doing an updated version of one of my most successful YouTube videos, which was trading futures using only VWAP. Since I created that video about a year ago, I've gotten over 10,000 views, and a ton of you have joined my Discord and have been asking questions and trading successfully with this strategy. So I'm excited to update this and have this readily available for newer members and new people adopting this strategy. It's changed the way I trade. I've been hugely successful following it, and I'm really excited to bring it to you guys. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into this. I don't want to go into the whole background about me again, but I have a long trading background. You can check that out. Otherwise, I have other videos and things like that. So I really want this video to be focused on the strategy and all the information I have to get it through. Okay, so we're going to jump through the charts. Okay, guys, here we are. This is just a naked chart, 5-minute chart on ES. There are three major indicators I use on the 5-minute chart while I'm trading. I use the session VWAP with one standard deviation band. All right, you can find this one by just searching volume weighted average price and clicking on that one. And it's pretty much the default settings. I change the colors. The next one is going to be the initial balance. All right, I now have my own initial balance indicator. So you can actually just search initial balance and it's by Trader Drysdale. This needs to be altered. So the initial balance is the first hour of trading for any asset group. For stocks, it's 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, but different markets have different times. So for example, crude oil, the open pit is from 9 a.m. on. So the initial balance for crude oil will be 9 to 10 a.m. Gold, I believe, is 8:10 a.m. So that happens from 8:10 a.m. to 9:10 a.m. And they all need to be changed, right? So essentially, the initial balance is the first hour of trading. And I'll go into this in more detail later. And then lastly, the session volume profile. Okay, this is volume at price as opposed to volume by time, where people normally see the volume here at the bottom. This is per price level. So as the day goes through, you'll see different volume levels and increased volume, high volume, where more trading has taken place, and these low volume areas where not a lot of trading has been placed. And pretty much my entire strategy is based on auction market theory and the volume profile. Okay, so let's do some housekeeping if you're not familiar with the volume profile. This is the session volume profile. This is what you'd search here, okay? And it's for US stocks. Again, the regular trading hours are from 9:30 a.m. to about 4 o'clock. It's only 2 o'clock here when I'm recording this video. The purple line is the point of control. Okay, that's the price level where the most volume has transacted in the session. Okay, and then you'll see these upper band and lower band. All right, these are called value area high and value area low. And what these signify, this is where 68% of all trading in the session has taken place. All right, this would be called the value or fair market area. All right. We are now trading outside of it and developing a new value area. All right. These are called high volume nodes. Okay. And these bigger price areas, this is where most of our trading has taken place. And as you can see, this is where a lot of the choppiness takes place. All right. Where these high volume areas are. This means these are popular prices, and this is where a lot of business is transacting. So in these higher volume areas, you can expect choppy conditions from the top to the bottom, usually fading back and forth. And the same up here and the same right here. Okay, and this duplicates itself on multiple time frames. Time frames are fractal. What does that mean? These same principles and behaviors take place on higher time frames as well. But I'm watching the 5-minute because I'm a day trader, and this is the chart I trade on. Okay, so let's remove some of this. So what is auction market theory? That says that price is in one of two forms, right? We're either in value, fair market value, that's an acceptance of price, and that's where we can expect ranging conditions from value area high to point of control back to value area low, all right? There are a few rules that we follow when we are in value, all right? If we are at value area high, we typically fade it back to point of control. If we can't get back to point of control, we could expect to return to value area high. But if we are able to break through point of control, we are able to go back to value area low and vice versa until we are able to break out of value. Okay, and then this is now price discovery, and we are in imbalance. Okay, so there is no agreed on upon price, and we could expect price to continue to break in the direction for price discovery to find a new area of value, whether for just a short period of time or a longer period of time, where we will now conduct business at that price level. Okay, so the market is constantly moving from value to value, and in between it's in price discovery. Normally when it breaks out of value, it's looking for a previous area of value that we once traded in. So you can expect these old value layers and point of controls to act as significant point of support and resistance. Okay, so it's important not only keep an eye on this for this current session, but what has taken place in the previous sessions, because as you can see, when the market makes a top like it has here, this top was the point of control from the other day. That happens all the time. Okay. Now I take these same exact rules that I just showed you for the volume profile, and I use these same principles on VWAP, and I use them on initial balance. Okay, so let's get rid of the volume profile. Let's add the VWAP. Okay. Now here's the same principles, okay, except the VWAP now is our point of control, and the one standard deviation bands on either side are the value area high and value area low. Same concepts that we just discussed with volume profile. So as you can see early in the session, value area low, we fade back to VWAP. It couldn't get back to VWAP, attempted to go back to value area low, back to VWAP. We broke through VWAP, and where do we go? Almost value area high. Back down, we got through VWAP to value area low, and then we got a big move. We were able to break out of value, back tested value area high band, and now we're in price discovery. But ultimately, on our volume profile, we can see that this is actually a new value area. Okay, that's why I watch more than one. I call this my VWAP waves. And depending on what time in the session I'm looking at, I could even add more bands, the second and third deviations. And you can see now it's ranging between the first and second band. Okay, so these bands pay very significant levels, just like the levels in the volume profile, just like the levels in the initial balance that I'm about to show you. Okay, what's really cool about VWAP is not only am I able to do this on the short time frame, but like I said, price charts are fractal, so this same behavior is taking place on the higher time frames. So I can show you what I call the long-term VWAPs, and this helps me gain confluence. Okay, so this is actually a 30-minute chart. This blue and orange VWAP is the weekly VWAP. And then I have this other orange and green. This is the monthly VWAP. All right, so these are anchored to the beginning of the week, here and here. And this big one is anchored to the beginning of the month. You can also do this on the yearly chart. These play out on every single time frame. It's really cool. So I can see, for example, this was March 16th. We held the lower monthly VWAP band, the lower value area low. We were able to break through VWAP pre-market, and we revisited, this is the monthly VWAP, chopped around it for a little bit, and then we broke into our weekly VWAP, right? So I can use this for confluence, all right? There's significant behaviors taking place that I want to be aware of on the higher time frame, because if I'm not looking at the weekly VWAP, look how it found support at these three spots, could not break through it, right? And couldn't get back through the weekly VWAP. This is the weekly, could not get back through the monthly. All right, so this is a VWAP pinch where it trades between two major VWAPs. All right, and these behaviors are just constantly taking place. Now, I don't want to say, look at the confluence here, value area low on the month, and weekly VWAP was a great level. Sometimes these play out exactly to the tick. Sometimes they do not. They're mostly areas, all right? I don't want you to kind of look at these as, oh my God, it's touching the VWAP. I got to fade it, because they will often test it, break through, and then reject. All right, so we can't trade these to the tick and get in preemptively. We have to wait for confirmation, and we have to be a little more patient with our trades. Okay, that's where rhythm comes in, and that's where order flow comes in to help our confirmation. All right, and that's going to be another video. I can't do that all on this one. That'll be an execution video where I use order flow for confirmation and trade entry. Okay, but like I said, these behaviors are taking place all the time. All right. Once we break out of value area, let's take off these additional bands. We can expect, bulls are in charge up here, just like bears would be in charge down here. You want to be very careful with shorts up here. You want to be very careful with longs underneath the band here. All right, so these are all principles and rules to my VWAP Wave strategy. I can't go through all of it. That's a multi-hour course. Now, lastly, let's talk about the initial balance. All right. Again, these same behaviors of auction market theory take place with the initial balance as well. So we have here our initial balance, the first hour of trading. All right. This is our value area high, which is going to be our IB high. We have our IB low, which is our value area low. And then we have our IB mid, which will act as our point of control or our VWAP, so to speak. Okay, and these same behaviors, guys, take place with this as well. All right, so with point of control acting as support, we are able to break through initial balance, and then these would be our second and third VWAP bands, or second and third deviations. This is IB2, extension 2, and IB extension 3, and even the 50% mark is important. All right, we very often will test, break through, retest these levels. Okay, and all the IB extension 2 and 3 is if we were to take the exact price range from the first hour, okay, that's just it again. So a measured move, that same amount of price range from the first hour, 2 and 3, all right, and also to the bottom side. All right, those act as significant levels. So the bulls are in charge. Let's remove all these drawings. The bulls are in charge above IB. Okay, we can see, this is where you'll be looking for longs. I do not want to long into the IB extension 2. All right, this would be an area to fade on confirmation, and then this would be an area to long upon breakthrough. Now, this is the 5-minute chart, but what happened exactly here was it finally broke through the extension. It came back, tested, and bounced again. Now, there was no continuation to the upside. not enough buyers, so we rejected, all right? And then we tried to break through it again. We failed, all right? And these behaviors take place all the time at important price levels, especially on the S&P 500, but this can be used for any asset you want to trade. I feel like the S&P has wonderful order flow, really likes to respect key levels, so I have a lot of success trading the ES or the S&P E-mini with these exact strategies, okay? So there are a couple of other things I do use. I talked a little bit about order flow. So I'm going to show you how that works. I use cumulative delta. Okay, this is my trading from today. This is the, same thing, 5-minute chart on ES. We got our VWAP bands for my VWAP Wave strategy. Just like I showed you on TradingView, this is just NinjaTrader. All right, the cumulative delta is loading. And then I use what's called Tick Strike. All right. If you guys want to try out Tick Strike, there I have a 7-day trial you can use. There's a link below you can use for that. All right. And here we go. So Tick Strike is a order flow tool that indicates the tape pressure. So people talk about the tape, the actual buying and selling that takes place on the tape. All right. So when there's a lot of buying or selling, this indicator allows me to listen and hear the actual buying pressure. Okay. So we have red on the tick. All right. So that's a market internal. This is the top 14 stocks or so in the S&P 500. And when everything starts lighting up green or blue or red, I have confirmation in one direction or the other. Okay. And here's ES itself. Okay. It's not really doing much right now. Unfortunately, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday. We are starting to see some buying pressure come in on the VIX. The VIX is inversed. So when it goes up, it's actually going down. I have that designed that way so it can help me validate. So the VIX is dropping, TIX is going up, the top stocks in the S&P 500 are going up. That's a lot of confirmation that we just bounced off this upper VWAP band here, okay, and lower value in this distribution. All right, so this is a perfect long signal taking place in real time. All right, I have the order flow confirmation, the tape, there's buyers stepping in. We just hit this VWAP band. We're at the lower side of this distribution, okay? And then our cumulative delta right now, okay, this is the cumulative delta. This is buyers minus sellers, all right? So this is a positive cumulative delta day. There have been more buyers than sellers, all right? We are seeing confirmation in price, so there's little absorption, and the buyers are confirming this move here. All right, the price is moving up, and so is cumulative delta. That confirms this move up. Okay, so that's once I have an idea of a level that I like this upper VWAP band and lower distribution here of this volume node, value area low. Okay, I'm looking to go long, and I need the cumulative delta, and I need the order flow to confirm that. Okay. So guys, this has been a quick 20-minute synopsis of my trading strategy. I normally day trade and scalp futures markets. I also do it with stocks, but I focus my community, my Discord on futures. There's a link to try a trial of my program, but I also have a free Discord for anybody who wants to be a part of. And I also have a 7 free-day trial of Tick Strike for you to try in the links below. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I answer questions all the time. I'm currently creating an updated version of my course that covers all of this in extreme detail, with tons of examples and price charts and things of that nature. So excited to have you join me at the Drysdale Trading Group. You can join my free Discord. I do have higher levels of membership if that's something you're interested in. I have a $99 package, which is quite inexpensive, that kind of keeps the scammers and fraudsters out of my room, where a lot of my more valuable information is and coursework. But I give a lot of stuff away for free here, and I'm happy to help anybody who wants to listen. I love trading. It's a passion of mine. It's changed my life. I've been hugely successful because of it, and I'm happy to share that with others. So thanks for joining, guys. Check me out. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the page, check out my other social media pages. Hope to see you in the Discord, and good luck out there, guys. Manage your risk. Stay sharp.